Okay, well, we're just looking at the Prime Minister of Thailand, who's just pulling up PRAYUT Chan-o-cha, former general. You could say he's still a general in Thailand, of course. Thailand is the biggest economy in the Mekong region. It has a GDP of over 500 billion US dollars. It also has the largest population as well. So,
yes, and Thailand's Prime Minister PRAYUT Chan-o-cha will be delivering today's Mekong-Korea joint statement later on because he is representing the ASEAN as the leader of this year's ASEAN chair.
What we're seeing now is the Laos, shall I say, that is the Laotian flag, pardon me, pulling up. This is the smallest population and smallest GDP out of all the Mekong nations. There is the Prime Minister, THONGLOUN
yes.
pulling in.
The Laotian Prime Minister THONGLOUN had a summit with South Korean President Moon Jae-in yesterday. And he thanked Korea for its development assistance that's to be provided for the years 2020 to 2023.
So, Dr. Kim, do you think countries like Laos then, considering their economy is rather small in many respects, they aren't looking at the high-tech aspects of what South Korea can offer so much more, they're looking at it, what kind of financial development assistance can they receive from Seoul?
I think what Laos and the Mekong region is looking for, firstly, is to develop its agricultural base. The experience that Korea has through the Semaul movement is not just agricultural development, but it's a can-do spirit of positive thinking and saying that they can succeed in their goals to become economically vibrant.
Okay, we're looking at the Prime Minister of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam, Nguyen Xuan Phuc, who is making his way in. I mentioned before Thailand had the largest population. I was incorrect when I said that. It's actually Vietnam has a population of over 96 million people live in that country, and Changi, a large proportion of those people as well are young people. So there's a very large labour force that can contribute to their economy, but also South Korea's.
That is, Vietnam, and thanks to that, has developed into a global production hub in Southeast Asian part of the world. And Prime Minister, I should add this, Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc will be sitting down for a separate bilateral summit with President Moon Jae-in later in the day, and of course the dinner banquet that comes after that. And here we see another convoy making entrance into the Nurimaru APEC Center in Busan. We're seeing Deputy Prime Minister of Cambodia.
Yes, the Deputy Prime Minister is there representing Cambodia today. The Prime Minister of Cambodia, unfortunately due to a family issue, wasn't able to make it to Busan this week, but they will enjoy a good conversation, I'm sure. Cambodia as well, and this is Myanmar, led by State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi. She is the only female at this summit, former Nobel Peace Prize winner, but the shine has kind of come off her reputation globally due to Myanmar's treatment of the Rohingya Muslims, but still an important partner potentially for South Korea. And so, Jung-yi, just fill us in a bit more about Myanmar.
Yes, Myanmar State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi also sat down for a bilateral summit with President Moon Jae-in yesterday on the sidelines of the ASEAN-Korea commemorative summit. And there she said she hopes the young generations of the two countries could go together. But what she highlighted was that Myanmar will do everything it can in setting peace on the Korean Peninsula. So that was one part where President Moon and South Korea could welcome very much.
Yeah, so we're about to have a group photo. President Moon's pointing out the photo. not the photo, the picture in the background in the traditional Korean style there. So they might have a bit of a brief conversation while they prepare for the group photo. But quickly, while we wait for that, Jung-hee, then, can you tell us a bit more about what President Moon had to say at last night's banquet?
Yeah, sure. President Moon and the leaders of 5 Mekong nations sat down together for a dinner banquet last night. And there, President Moon actually stressed that South Koreans feel very close and comfortable towards these Southeast Asian countries at the Mekong region. And he expressed how South Korea He stressed that South Korea is sharing its development assistance and expertise. He stressed how, you know how South Korea is well known for its miracle of the Han River, and he said that South Korea could do its best to achieve the miracle of the Mekong River. He also added that Mekong countries are very much important partners in terms of achieving peace on the Korean Peninsula. If North Korea achieves its denuclearization, then Mekong countries will be the most helpful in bringing them out to the international community.
Okay, so we're looking at the group photograph now before the leaders head in and get on with their first ever summit of this type. It's going to be an interesting day for sure. We'll hear the results of their conversation later in the day. It goes without saying that we'll be bringing you all the details of that later here on Arirang TV. So President Moon is ushering in his foreign guests into the summit venue. We are expecting President Moon to speak very shortly, giving an opening speech before they close the doors for good, so they can get down and have private conversations on issues of mutual importance. South Korea is pressing home the need for the sides to work together, like Dr. Kim said, to build trust, but also co-prosperity and peace in the region. Asia, of course, in different areas has been ravaged by wars over the past decades, and no one wants to see that happen again. But let's listen in as President Moon is about to speak.
Shall we begin?
우리 메콩 정상님들
Distinguished leaders of Mekong River nations, it's great to see you again.
정말 역사적인
And I think we are here at a very historic moment, holding the first ever Mekong-KOREA
존경하는
Summit.
메콩 정상 여러분.
Distinguished leaders of Mekong River nations, I'm ever more delighted that we hold the first ever Mekong ROK Summit this year, celebrating the 30th anniversary of the establishment of dialogue relations between ASEAN and Republic of Korea. I extend my sincere gratitude to Prime Minister PRAYUT for his efforts as co-chair of the Mekong ROK Summit. My special thanks also go to Prime Minister Hun Sen for proposing the summit, even though he couldn't be here himself. I also thank all the leaders for your attendance. Mekong River is the mother of rivers. It is the basis for many species and people. Cambodia's Tonle Sap Lake flows towards Vietnam's Mekong Delta, yielding rice and supporting the hydropower generation of Laos. Since long, Mekong countries have lived in harmony and embracement, just like the Mekong River itself. Mekong region has become a land of opportunity. Mekong cooperation has begun with the opening of the region in the 1980s and is transforming the lives of many people. Korea's dream of pursuing co-prosperity of the continent and the sea as a bridging country also met with the dynamics of Mekong a long time ago. Korea, a nation that has established a relation of co-prosperity with ASEAN to prepare for an era of the Asia-Pacific, has become Mekong's special friend. The dream of ASEAN and Mekong to develop into an integrated community by bridging the development gap among countries is indeed the dream of the Republic of Korea. Trade volume between Korea and Mekong jumped 2.4 times in just 8 years, posting $84.5 billion last year. Investment stood at $3.8 jumping 1.7-fold. People-to-people exchange also jumped 3-fold, standing at 7 million. Mekong has become Korea's core development cooperation partner by contributing over 20% of the nation's ODA funds. With the adoption of the Han River Declaration in 2011, we expanded the scope of cooperation to include water resource management, ICT, and energy. We established the Mekong ROK Cooperation Fund and hold the annual business forum, deepening our relationship. Mekong countries achieve high growth rates of over 6% annually, achieving sustainable development by enabling harmony between people and nature. It is also making a new order of Asian spirit, valuing sharing and mutual respect. It was the center connecting the Yellow River civilization and the Indus civilization, and the pride of Angkor Wat, Bagan, and Wapu, and the history of seaborne trade of kingdoms of Ayutthaya and Changpa have become revived to signal a new beginning of an era of new prosperity. When Korea joins hands with the dynamics of the Mekong, I believe the miracle on the Han River can lead to the miracle on the Mekong River. We will always stand by the Mekong regions. Thank you very much.
다음으로 올해 아시안 여장국이자
next,
이번 또 한메콩 정상회의
I would like to invite
공동장 맡고 계신
Prime Minister PRAYUT, the co-chair of the first Mekong Republic of Korea Summit.
His Excellency Mr. Moon Jae-in, President of the ROK, Mr. THONGLOUN SISOULITH, Prime Minister of the Lao PDR, Aung San Suu Kyi, State Councillor of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, His Excellency Mr. Nguyen Chuan Phuc, His Excellency PRAK SOKHONN, Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the Kingdom of Cambodia, Sawasdee Krap. I wish to extend a warm welcome to all distinguished delegates to the first Mekong-ROK Summit today. It is indeed my great pleasure to co-host this summit with His Excellency President Moon. And I would like to thank you for the delightful dinner last night. Today's meeting is a historic meeting as it elevates our Mekong-ROK cooperation to the highest level. This demonstrates the importance that the ROK is giving to the Mekong sub-region under President Moon's new Southern policy. On the occasion of Thailand's co-chairmanship of Mekong-ROK cooperation, we have co-hosted a series of meetings in Bangkok, including the senior officials meeting, the foreign ministers meeting, and the Mekong-ROK Business Forum in the lead up to today's summit. This summit will provide us with an opportunity to review the progress of cooperation under the Han River Declaration of establishing the Mekong-ROK Comprehensive Partnership for Mutual Prosperity of 2011 and subsequent action plans. And we can deliberate on future directions through reprioritization of our sectors of cooperation in accordance with the 3P of the ROK's new Southern policy, which focuses on people, prosperity, and peace, in order to tackle ongoing global challenges. Excellencies, our cooperation has unique, progress-driven characteristics and focuses on policy synchronization. Last year, the Mekong sub-region adopted its first-ever action plan, which is the ACMEX Master Plan, which emphasizes connectivity. This year, the ROK became a development partner of ACMEX and has launched the new Southern policy to promote closer cooperation with ASEAN, and especially the ACMEX countries. Such policy alignment through the ACMEX Master Plan and the ROK's new Southern policy is a vivid reflection of our convergence. And in this process, I believe that Thailand, as a co-development partner of the ROK and host country of the Mekong Institute, will be able to play a significant role in enhancing our cooperation in a seamless manner. Our Mekong-ROK cooperation is one of the most dynamic sub-regional cooperation frameworks. We have systematic cooperation mechanisms through various frameworks, such as, first, an established action plan, which is reviewed every 5 years, two, mechanism funding through the Mekong-ROK Cooperation Fund, and thirdly, the Mekong Institute, as a dedicated institution to drive cooperation in diverse areas. We have tangible goals that address current challenges and attaches importance to promoting cooperation with other regional frameworks. On behalf of the Thai government, it is my honor and pleasure to work with the government of President Moon to further our third country partnership. And I look forward to implementing projects for the continued development of the Mekong sub-region. Today's summit is very important on two fronts. Symbolically, we have marked the elevation of our cooperation to its highest level as we enter the second decade of cooperation in 2021. And substantively, our summit will build on the achievements of the third ASEAN-ROK commemorative summit and related meetings of the past 2 days, and will further widen and deepen the foundation of cooperation between Mekong and the ROK. I would like to express my appreciation to the ROK for drafting the Mekong-Han River Declaration for establishing partnership for people, peace, and prosperity as the outcome document of today's summit. I would also like to thank the senior officials and relevant agencies of the member countries for their close coordination in the drafting process. The declaration to be adopted shortly will be an important document that lays the foundation for our cooperation. I'm certain that today's summit will be successful and we will utilize the visions to further drive our cooperation under an action plan that truly meets the needs of our peoples. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was Prime Minister Prayut. He stressed the history of the Mekong and ROK cooperation, as well as he touched upon the future goals as well. Thank you very much once again. And now we will have the closed-door meeting.
Right. So, sorry to interrupt, but we're getting live footage from the joint press conference. Let's turn it over.
First of all, President Moon Jae-in of the Republic of Korea will speak, followed by Thai Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha, the co-chair of the first Mekong-ROK Summit. Marking the 30th anniversary of the establishment of dialogue relations between the Republic of Korea and ASEAN, we held the first ever Mekong-ROK Summit here in South Korea. I extend my special thanks to Thai Prime Minister Prayut for his efforts as the co-chair of the summit. And I would also like to thank the distinguished leaders of Mekong River nations for elevating the Mekong-Korea cooperation to the summit level. The world has its eyes on the dynamics and the growth potential of Mekong nations. Despite spreading global trade protectionism, these countries are standing at the forefront of regional growth, posting high growth rates. Wishing to grow together with Mekong countries and hoping to be a reliable partner for future co-prosperity, South Korea has continued its cooperation with the region. Last year, the trade volume between South Korea and Mekong surpassed $84.5 billion, up 2.4 times compared to that of 2011. Mutual people-to-people exchange reached 7 million, up 2.8 folds. The scope of projects carried out through the Mekong-ROK Cooperation Fund also steadily increased. Today, we leaders of state and government share the same view that the cooperation between South Korea and Mekong region has become more mature. We also reaffirmed that it has become more robust, while agreeing that there are enormous potential for cooperation going forward. The leaders of the Mekong River nations have expressed their proactive support for South Korea's new southern policy. Based on the Mekong-ROK vision, we agreed and discussed on the following three development directions to establish people-centered Mekong-ROK Partnership for Peace and Prosperity. First, Mekong and South Korea will exchange mutual experience and work towards co-prosperity. Korea Development Institute and Korea Institute of Science and Technology are research institutions that have become the cornerstone of Korea's economic development. Benchmarking them, we will set up joint research institutions in the Mekong region to intensify cooperation in the area of public administration. Jointly tackling the fourth industrial revolution, we agreed to carry out cooperation projects based on ICT in the areas of education, new growth, industry, and forest conservation. Rural development projects spreading South Korea's Haemal movement will be unfolded along with other projects to intensify next-generation capacity building, who are the main players of the future cooperation. Secondly, we agreed to cooperate closely for sustainable prosperity. We will jointly deal with the transnational threats surrounding the Mekong region and to strengthen cooperation in the areas of biodiversity, water resource management, and forestry. Through the Mekong-ROK Center for Biodiversity to be set up in the Mekong nations, will provide new growth engines for the bioindustry by conserving the abundant species of the Mekong River while discussing and discovering useful biodiversity resources. The Korea-Mekong Joint Research Center for Water Resources, to be established under K-Water, will provide the grounds to enable safe and effective utilization of the abundant water resources. The project of the Korea-Mekong Future Peace Community will help eradicate bombs and mines left over within the Mekong rural region, provide support for the victims, and lead to development of the rural community, enabling a happier life for the citizens. The leaders of the Mekong River nations have provided support for South Korea's Peace Force initiative to provide peace through forestry cooperation. We agreed to continue forestry cooperation through Mekong-Korea Forestry Cooperation Center and the Asian Forest Cooperation Organization. Thirdly, Mekong and South Korea will materialize East Asia with peace and co-prosperity where people are happy. Close cooperation and happiness of the 300 million people of the Mekong region and the Republic of Korea is our mutual goal. All distinguished leaders have welcomed the decision to designate 2021, celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Mekong-ROK Ministers' Cooperation, as the Mekong-ROK Exchange Year. This will help us to facilitate heightened people-to-people exchange and promote understanding of each other's culture. The development of the Mekong region begins with narrowing the development gap. South Korea agreed to contribute more to boosting regional connectivity through road, bridge, railway, ports, and other infrastructure building, like the Korea-Myanmar Friendship Bridge. The leaders of the Mekong region also share the same view that the peace and stability on the Korean Peninsula is essential for Korea-Mekong joint prosperity. We share the vision for making the DMZ into a global peace zone and agree to work towards the complete denuclearization and eternal peace on the Korean Peninsula. Today, which will be remembered as a new beginning year of Mekong-Korea cooperation, we have laid the groundwork to further develop the Korea-Mekong relations in a more groundbreaking manner. The Mekong-Han River Declaration, adopted today, will be a milestone for us as we move beyond economic cooperation towards partnership for peace, prosperity, and people. I extend my deepest gratitude to all 5 leaders of the Mekong River countries and hope to see you in Vietnam next year. Thank you very much.
สวัสดีครับผมขอขอบคุณพระท่านบุญชัยอิน
Good day. I wish to express my sincere appreciation to His Excellency President Moon, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, as well as all related agencies of both countries, for helping to make today's historic summit a success. Historic, because for the first time, Mekong-ROK cooperation has been raised to the leaders' level, and this summit also builds on and adds value to the ASEAN-ROK commemorative summit. I am indeed very pleased with the outcomes we have have together achieved today. All leaders agree that in the 8 years since its establishment, Mekong-ROK cooperation has become among the most dynamic frameworks in the sub-region. We commend the ROK's commitment and clear vision in developing a systematic and pragmatic working mechanism. We appreciate President Moon's announcement to further promote synergy with ACMEX, as well as welcome the ROK's pledge of $1 million to the ACMEX Development Fund, becoming the first development partner to do so. And we will encourage other development partners to do the same. Today, we adopted the Mekong-Han Declaration, which was initiated by the ROK to serve as a strategy and an action plan for our joint endeavors in the sub-region. The declaration is in line with President Moon's new Southern policy and his vision on Mekong-ROK cooperation announced last September during his visit to the region. Furthermore, it complements the ACMEX Master Plan for Sustainable Development in the Mekong sub-region. I commend the ROK on its efforts to develop our cooperation framework by introducing 4 key elements, namely a clear action plan, funding through the Mekong-ROK Cooperation Fund, coordinating agency, which is the Mekong Institute, and a private sector forum. During the meeting, I proposed 3 main points in line with the 3 pillars of the new Southern policy as follows. First, on people, Thailand will support closer people-to-people exchange between the ROK and the Mekong countries through education cooperation. We have set a target to double student exchanges between the Mekong riparian countries and the ROK within the next 5 years, meaning an increase of 20% each year. We also propose more activities to promote people-to-people exchanges, such as those of academics and lecturers, and Thailand stands ready to support the ROK's initiative on a Cultural and Education Exchange Year 2021 to celebrate the 10th anniversary of our cooperation. I also emphasize the need to address the issue of our aging societies, which is a challenge that we all face. In this regard, Thailand has promoted universal health coverage and supports related plans that the ROK has for the Mekong sub-region, and we are ready to share our experiences with member countries in this regard. Second, on prosperity, I consider multidimensional connectivity to be instrumental in achieving sustainable growth and development. Connectivity will integrate countries in the sub-region into the global value and supply chain and help to bring about prosperity. So we need to promote technology and innovation to increase our production capacity in the 4IR. In this connection, I have proposed closer experience sharing between the ROK and the Mekong countries to empower SMEs and MSMEs to be better equipped with the necessary skills for e-commerce. And we should also make use of the Mekong-ROK Business Forum to enhance capacity building for our SMEs and MSMEs. Thailand hosted the 7th Mekong-ROK Business Forum last October in Bangkok under the theme of enhancing SMEs' innovation capacity for sustainable development. And in this connection, I congratulate our private sectors who yesterday successfully established the Mekong-ROK Business Council, which will contribute to closer cooperation between both private sectors. Third, on peace, Thailand agrees with the ROK on the non-traditional challenges affecting peace and security in the region, whether environmental problems, climate change, water resource and disaster management. I propose that the sub-region make full use of the ROK's modern space and geographic information technologies for the effective forecasting of floods and droughts, and for long-term water resource management. And I also commended the ROK for establishing the Mekong ROK Water Resource Joint Research Center in the ROK. I emphasize that the Mekong River can be compared to the artery of the Mekong member countries, and we shall realize mutual benefit from closer cooperation. Furthermore, on regional and global issues, I emphasize the importance of maintaining peace, stability, and prosperity in the region. We recognize that a denuclearized Korean peninsula is important to the maintenance of peace and stability in the region and the world. We therefore strictly adhere to the United Nations Security Council resolutions and related international obligations regarding the Korean peninsula. And lastly, I would like to commend President Moon once again for successfully co-hosting this inaugural summit, for his vision in promoting cooperation and sustainable socio-economic growth together. I commend President Moon for all of his initiatives, for his co-hosting of the summit in a most friendly atmosphere. And we, the member states, are committed to enhancing our cooperation to promote sustainable socio-economic growth. And we also congratulate Vietnam on becoming the next co-chair for 2020. Thank you.